You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and joining me here are my co-hosts, Ken, Matt, and Jeff. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Doing good.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah, we had
always tired.
Had a long day of recording. Some of us mentally might not be as sharp as we were 6 hours ago, 7 hours ago.
But luckily, this is going to be a little bit more recreational.
More recreational, more fun. We have two special guests in the house today. We have Tom Stanky from the Retro Sports Gamer, great YouTube channel. If you guys like retro sports games, I'll let him explain a little bit about that. And we also have Matt Stanky, his brother. How's it going, guys?
We're doing good.
It's going well.
My brother is Lumberjack Cracks on the YouTube channel. So
okay, so Lumberjack Cracks.
He's probably the most steady regular. So I figured we should bring him on.
Yeah,
talk a little bit. He's got some gaming knowledge.
I don't have that persona anywhere else other than there, but yeah, that's my name.
So no one can find you as Lumberjack Cracks anywhere else?
No.
Okay.
And also don't take that.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you guys do on the YouTube channel?
So currently, what we do on the YouTube channel is we run a retro sports league where we keep track of the games we live stream, and we also try to talk about what we like and dislike about the games that we're playing. Also, we'll go to some live gaming events and provide some commentary for whatever game they're playing. We just recently did NHL 94 in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and RBI baseball the other night on a Monday at Demon Tap. So
to our listeners, if you're unaware, these are video games.
Yes. So we concentrate all on retro sports gaming. So I consider anything after like 10 years old retro. That's where I cut it off. So anything from like the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era down to Atari.
So you could be playing like Madden 01 with Vic running wild. Like that's technically retro, but like
yeah, Madden 01. Vic wouldn't be in that game yet. But
which one was he on the cover?
He was
that 03?
He's on the cover of 04. I believe he was first a rookie in 2003.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun that people play still like NHL 94 is like so old, but it's kind of like so iconic. Classic. That when you think of hockey, you play that game and then whatever the new 2K is, and like nobody really plays that much in between. But
I know in my experience, me and my friends used to play 94, and we had what we call sauce matches, which is we got this incredibly hot sauce, and the loser of the match would have to eat the hot sauce and suffer the following day.
So if you want to put that on your YouTube channel, you feel free to do that.
Yeah. Feel free to license sauce
official
match.
Sauce match.
You could have Ken on for a sauce match.
I'll leave that to Ken.
Maybe maybe Triviality can pick up the sauce match mantle.
We could. And just a little aside. So both of you guys, for the listeners, you guys are both champions in Pokemon and other card games, right?
I'm more of a champion than Tom. I was the Michigan State champion in 2007.
Wow.
And you qualified for Worlds, right?
Correct. I did very well.
That is a higher level of achievement than any of the four of us could claim ever.
So. I did get to go at Anaheim for free, so that
and you got some scholarship
sweet.
Money?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Actually gave me $1,000 this year.
Oh, retroactively?
Because they thought I didn't use a scholarship. This is allegedly. But yeah.
Off the record.
Yeah, I got it because it was about to expire, and they sent me a letter in the mail. And here's $1,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Tom, you played Magic, Pokemon.
I've never played Magic.
Oh,
I did play Pokemon cards when my brother was playing. That was the one thing he got me into.
Yeah.
And I played in tournaments with him. But he had a lot more success at the 11 to 14-year-old age range.
I was gonna leave that out.
Well, you're still strong. I'm sure you're like Rocky. You just got to get back into the training.
He was a 13, 14-year-old kid just taking care of business on these younger ones.
Yeah, the 20-year-olds, they had a lot of money to spend on those cards, and I imagine some of their decks would be harder to play again.
That was me. That's why we both had good decks.
You had the
It's
money.
been like a decade since I played it regularly.
And where can people find the Retro Sports Gamer?
The Retro Sports Gamer is the main thing is YouTube. So it's www.youtube.com/the Retro Sports Gamer. I have a Twitter and Facebook too, and also a Twitch that I don't use. You could find the links on the YouTube channel.
Sweet. And for the listeners, every holiday, I guess both Thanksgiving and Christmas, Tom runs a Tecmo Super Bowl competition that he wins every year, and he buys his own trophy. But it's a lot of fun, and he you go to a lot of different events around the country, right, to play?
Yeah, mainly Midwest so far. Yeah, I've been to Wisconsin quite a few times for these. I would like to branch out into Ohio, Michigan, but I got to find the time to do that. So right now I'm limited to just one-day trips. So whatever I could do within like a 3 to 4 hour driving distance, I'll go do that.
Yeah, if any listeners have any Tecmo Super Bowl events coming up, let us know within 4 hours of Chicago. And before we start, Tom has some questions here. He's going to give us about retro games, but favorite team if you can only play with one for the rest of the time on Tecmo Super Bowl?
Tecmo Super Bowl? That's a really good question. It depends on what rules we were playing with. I think if you could make any substitution, I would play with the Dolphins, just because Dan Marino's passing speed and accuracy is by far the best combo you could use as a passer in the game. But they do have slow running backs, so if that's outlawed like most of the tournaments are, then I probably wouldn't go with the Dolphins. I may go with a more balanced team, like let's say the Giants.
Oh,
New
yeah,
York
Phil
Giants,
Simms,
but
right?
they're a top tier team. So when you play in these tournaments, you have to be able to use all the teams.
Right, because did you get them randomly or no?
No, most of the tournaments use a matchup calling system, so you gotta really be prepared to use any of the teams in the game.
Okay, so you have to be good with the worst team and good with the best team, basically.
Exactly.
Well, cool. So let us know. You brought some questions for us today. So what are they in?
So they are all in retro gaming.
Okay.
My channel is the Retro Sports Gamer, so half of them are about sports retro gaming, and the other half are just about pretty much retro gaming in general. So
cool. Do you guys want to do 2-on-2 or just kind of open it up? And
let's open it up.
Okay, we're gonna try to play these as a team because not all of us are great with retro games. So
really,
yeah, we'll see. A couple of us are. Do you know these questions?
Yes.
Okay, so all right. So you can chime in. You just can't answer because you know the answers.
You can make fun of us when we're wrong.
Yeah, make fun of us.
Yeah, Matt's here to provide some insight on some of these questions because he's got a depth of knowledge.
All right. Well,
all right. Let's go.
Let's do it.
You ready for question 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So in Sonic 2 for the Sega Genesis, there are zones and acts as opposed to worlds and levels. What is the name of the second zone in Sonic 2?
That's the chemical plant zone. Chemical zone.
That is correct.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Ken right off the bat.
Ken's a big Sonic guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
We'll give Ken his rings after the game.
There's rings?
Yeah. Or what is that? What it is? Coins?
Yeah,
okay.
they are.
Come on.
Yeah, so good job, Ken. The chemical plant zone is one of those levels as a kid that you could get stuck on pretty easily because there's some like purple water that you got to get through, and there's a couple hard jumps at the end before
I
the
remember
boss.
right at the end there's like 3 or 4 sliding platforms over just a complete vat of purple chemicals.
Right.
You just hit the bottom of that pool and you're done.
Yeah, that's pretty much where you die. So you got to get, and it's probably one of the harder levels compared to the next few. So, well, I just called it levels. It's a
zone, guys. Zone, guys.
Green Hill Zone is the first one, right?
Yeah, I thought that one would be a little bit too easy, but yeah, that is the first zone.
That is in Sonic 1, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Emerald something.
Emerald's in.
Who's the bad guy with like the mustache?
Robotnik.
Used to be Dr. Robotnik, now is Dr. Eggman.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he was always Robotnik on the cartoons.
That's what I remember is Robotnik. Okay.
You ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
It is commonly known that Bo Jackson is the fastest running back in Tecmo Super Bowl for the NES, and he has a 75 max speed. That's probably not commonly known.
Of course.
But which running back is second fastest with his 69 max speed?
Ooh, don't look at me.
I have an idea. I'm trying to think from playing the game with Tom.
I think it's Barry Sanders.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, from the Lions. I was going to say either him or who's the dude on the Bills?
Thurman Thomas.
I would go Thurman Thomas or Barry Sanders for sure.
Tecmo Bowl's 88, so I think I'm not sure. Barry Sanders might have actually been in Super Tecmo Bowl, but I
feel like he's in because I remember someone played with him. So
okay, do you want to go Barry Sanders?
Yeah, I feel better than that than Thurman Thomas.
You guys got answers?
Nope.
You got Walter Payton.
Oh man.
We're from Chicago. You can't get that wrong if it's Walter Payton.
Here's the deal: was he that fast? I mean, I know he was really agile, but
he was fast.
He was a slow
running
back.
He was very fast.
He was sweetness. I don't know. Barry Sanders is pretty fast.
All right, let's just go Barry Sanders.
Okay.
Barry Sanders is the answer.
Yeah.
So Matt started out really good, and then he kept digging himself a hole with the other things he was saying.
That's like us every Monday.
Super Bowl. It's Tecmo Super Bowl. A lot of people commonly say Super Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
Tecmo Bowl came out in 1988, so this one's 1991, and Barry Sanders is the second fastest running back in that game. So
yes, that was like in Super Nintendo, everything was just called Super, whatever the Nintendo version of the game was. So it's not surprising you would think it'd be called Super Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah,
is Thurman Thomas fast?
He's fast enough.
Because I just remember he's pretty good. I keep wanting to say Thurgood Marshall. It's like he's not a running back.
Is he slow?
Is he slow? I mean, Marcus Allen's probably up there.
Oh yeah. Barry Sanders, good answer.
All right, next.
Yeah, Marcus Allen's a 63.
You know he's a 63.
He's a 56.
56? I thought he was a 63.
They're pulling up numbers here. I don't know.
We got the stats.
All right, all set.
You guys are doing good. Okay, in Super Mario Brothers 2 for the NES, many times you encounter a boss at the end of the level that shoots eggs out of her mouth at either Mario, Luigi, Peach, or Toad. What is the name of that boss?
We've actually asked this question on the show a bunch of times.
We haven't. I don't think we've asked the question.
Cue the song.
Yeah.
Cue the song, not off the Pizza EP, but off of one of their other great tracks. This would be Horse the Band's spirit animal, Birdo.
So you've asked this question?
I don't even remember.
No, we just make references to Birdo all the time.
We it did get brought up once. I can't remember in what context, but we did play the Birdo song at the end of that episode.
I think I was talking about the game that Super Mario 2 is based off, which is Doki Doki Panic. And then I think we talked about Birdo.
Yeah, perhaps.
I have no idea what Birdo is, so I'm glad you guys knew
We're
that.
going to listen to Horse the Band after this.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll put it at the end.
We got to get Horse the Band on the show after this second mention of Horse the
I
Band.
mean, they stopped in Chicago for the Great Pizza EP, so hopefully they'll stop by again.
Let's give them an email.
So that was Birdo? Is that the correct answer?
Of course it's
That is the correct answer.
just for official sake.
I like how Ken's like, of course it is, Neal.
one last point on Birdo. Birdo is a boy.
It's a boy, yeah.
Really? What about the one with a bow on her head?
That is a boy.
That's a boy.
Birdo does what Birdo does. Like
That's right. Birdo's a male bird.
Is that what that's about?
it might be what that's about.
There is a Japanese-only game. I can't remember the name, but Birdo is known as a cross-dresser in that.
That's like Hello Kitty too, right? That's
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty is a little girl,
it's a
not
girl,
a cat.
right?
It's not a cat, correct? From France, right? Isn't it
London.
London? Oh.
Best part is
Jeez, look at me go.
She has no mouth, so you can import whatever you...
Yeah, Ken doesn't like Japanese culture.
Certainly don't like Hello Kitty.
You mean the song by Avril Lavigne? Because that one's genius.
Hello Kitty. Awful stuff.
All right.
Okay, you guys ready for the next one?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. In 1989, the company NEC came out with a lesser-known gaming console in the U.S. called the TurboGrafx 16. What character was the mascot of the console?
Oh man, I was gonna say Jaguar, but I was way off.
No, that was later. I've seen this before. It's like it's in the Sonic era, so it's like a totally rad dude kind of thing. I think it's like
a glove with attitude, or
or like a skunk that like has a backwards hat and like does karate also for some reason. But that's probably not right.
has a toothpick in his mouth.
Yeah,
sunglasses.
It's the Poochie of video games.
The console is called the NEC.
It's the
TurboGrafx 16.
Oh.
Which I think it was the first 16-bit that came out this way.
How about like a bad squirrel?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Bad,
that's fine with
bad
me.
Squirrel.
Yeah, bad squirrel.
No, that is not the correct answer. Not by a long shot.
All right.
You might be thinking of Conker from N64.
That's possible.
Well, there's a Ray the Flying Squirrel, which is a lesser known character
That
in
might
the
have been-
Sonic series.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
So the answer is Bonk. And Matt, how would you describe Bonk?
Well, Bonk is a little caveman
I've
that
seen
likes to eat
this
food.
game. Yeah, I saw like on one of the speed running sites, there's a guy that did it in like 25 minutes or whatever, and it's crazy. The game's really weird.
It sounds like a very non-endearing character. Maybe that's why it didn't take off.
In the 90s, there was a big caveman fever.
Yeah.
If you look back at the games that were out, there's a lot of
interesting.
caveman.
And then we had the
Flintstones.
If only the TV show Cavemen had
Right.
had
Yeah, the guy from Geico.
Geico caveman.
Yeah,
Nick
that showed.
Kroll.
Yeah.
In NBA Jam TE for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, each team has 3 players on their roster. The 2 players in the starting position for the Chicago Bulls are Scottie Pippen and BJ Armstrong. Who is the 3rd player on the roster?
I think I have an idea.
I'm pretty sure it's Tony Kukoc.
What year is this?
NBA Jam TE came out roughly 1993, I
So
want to
that's
say.
too early
Or
for
no, that's not right. The rookies were the 94 95.
Okay, so that's
guys.
when Kukoc would have been in.
I was thinking Horace Grant, but that's
Horace
probably
Grant was in one of them.
Horace Grant. So in NBA Jam 1, it's Pippen and Grant. BJ Armstrong's in the second one. Horace Grant.
or not Luke Longley, right? There's no center.
No, it wouldn't be Luke Longley. Horace Grant sounds like a good answer. We can go with Horace
I just remember the
Grant.
glasses in one of the games. I don't know which one.
Horace Grant's definitely the starting 2 in the original NBA Jam, I believe, is Pippen and Grant. So it would make sense that he'd be the alternate in the third one. So we can go with Horace
You like
Grant.
that? Okay. All right, we'll go Grant.
You guys did say the right answer, but it's not Horace Grant. It is Tony Kukoc.
It was Kukoc. Okay.
Horace Grant either moved as a free agent or got traded to the
Magic.
Orlando Magic,
Yeah.
so he's on the Orlando Magic and NBA Jam TE.
Is that Shaq and
Shaq
Hardaway
and Penny.
on TE? for Magic?
Shaq was not in the game because of licensing.
Oh wow.
Penny Hardaway was on.
He was
Orlando. Yes.
Was that like he didn't want to be licensed?
Same thing with Jordan.
I
Why
think-
he won't be in those games.
I think it had something to do with Shaq Fu.
Oh right, another video game, right?
Exclusive
Another game
Shaq Fu.
we've referenced many times on the show.
Yes.
Classic.
Oh yeah. Good question. Yeah.
How could Shaq be in 2 places at once, anyways?
So,
I don't know. He's the man.
well, he had a charity game, and then he got transported to some Asian country, and he had to fight his way to save a little boy, I believe is how the game goes, more or less. We can move on.
All right. In Super Mario Kart 64, there is a race course in the Star Cup where you can jump the wall to skip half the course. What is the name of that course?
That's Rainbow Road for sure.
No.
no.
It's actually
You could jump the wall to do what?
To skip about half the course.
Yeah, it's Rainbow Road.
I have no idea, so
it's
don't
not,
look at me.
You're not jumping a wall in Rainbow Road.
Yeah,
We
you
don't
jump-
have
You're
walls.
jumping the wall
You
of
can
the
jump the road.
road.
It's the one with that's kind of muddy, and I can't remember the name of it.
The DK's one?
yeah,
It's
I
in
think-
the Star Cup.
the Star Cup.
Yeah.
We can go Rainbow Road. I don't think it's right.
I'll show you. I'll show you how to jump the track.
Okay. I was questioning my question. So what did you guys go with?
We're going Rainbow Road, right?
Yeah,
we
that's
can go
fine with
Rainbow
me.
Road.
I have no
Or do
idea.
you think it's the Wario?
So I've seen it. I've seen this particular skip, and you have to like hit it at the right spot where the road.
There might be a jump in
travels
in the
Wario,
Wario one?
too.
Or I
but
might be thinking of how you skip a lap, to be honest. So
Well, which one's the Star Cup? It's
Star Cup is the last one.
no,
and
no,
the
no,
answer's
but it's
Rainbow Road.
but it's DK, right? It's
Bowser's Castle.
Bowser's Castle, the boardwalk, right?
Mhm. Let's just stick with Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road is not the answer. The answer is Wario's Stadium.
Wario's.
You
Yeah.
can jump the track in Rainbow Road though.
I believe there's a way you could like fly off of the
Yeah.
course and somehow get on other parts of Rainbow Road. It's not the easiest thing to do. The Wario Stadium
Oh,
jump.
isn't it?
I don't believe it is.
I'm a really good cheater, guys, because I suck at Mario Kart. That's the only way I can win.
But yeah, Wario Stadium. There's basically some bumps at the beginning of the race, and if you time it right, you can jump the wall by hitting the R button, and your guy will jump over the wall.
Yeah. When I heard DK, all I thought of was Drift King and Tokyo Drift.
Is Rainbow Road in the Star Cup?
It is
Rainbow
not.
Road is in the Special Cup.
The Diamond Cup or whatever?
Okay.
Yes, the Special Cup.
Special Cup.
The Special Cup.
All right. Incorrect. Moving on.
Yeah, we get something. What's that thing that you get on your
no points
Mario Kart? You get thrown at you. The
shell?
thing, the shell. Thank you. Yeah, we got hit with a shell.
Got a red shell.
Red shell.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it can't be the blue shell because we're not at the top.
Okay. In Resident Evil for the Sony PlayStation, Sega Saturn, what is the full name of the female character of the Stars Bravo team that Chris Redfield meets up with multiple times on his path?
All I know, and I don't think it is Jill Valentine, who I think is the other lead.
That's the blonde one, right?
Yeah.
From I don't know
the
if
first Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So
all I know is Raccoon City, and that's about it.
Let's go with Jill Valentine.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't know anything better.
That's fine.
Jill Valentine.
The answer is not Jill Valentine. Matt was right. That is the other lead in the game. You could either choose the path of Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine. The answer is Rebecca Chambers.
She's also the star of the Resident Evil 0 game.
Okay.
Is that also PlayStation?
That is a GameCube game.
GameCube, okay.
Man, I gotta say, when we get one wrong, the way you say it is so deflating. The answer is not.
Well, there's like a little bit of hope. It's like the answer is not.
I guess I'm just doing that because of what I've seen on TV.
It's perfect.
No, it's great. It's great.
Like, I think maybe that's from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where they kind of leave you on a cliffhanger. Maybe that's where it's from. I don't know where I'm getting it.
No,
it
it's
just feels
great.
natural
It's
to me.
great.
I feel like more it's Weakest Link.
Oh yeah, you are the weakest link. Yeah. No, keep doing it. It's good.
Just play it around. Go ahead.
Out of the following choices, pick out the one NES baseball title that isn't an actual game. A. Bo Jackson's Baseball. B. Nolan Ryan's High Heat Baseball. C. Baseball Simulator 1000. D. Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. E. Legend of the Diamond.
I feel like I could be way off because this isn't my specialty, but I feel like I remember Nolan Ryan and Clemens having a game.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But that's all I know.
I don't think Bo Jackson had a baseball game, but I know there's a baseball simulator. I don't know.
Did he have a football game?
No.
Okay, I don't remember either.
Baseball simulator. There is definitely a baseball simulator game. I just don't know if it's Baseball Simulator 1000.
Could be wrong about Clemens, and I feel like there was a Nolan Ryan game and a Clemens game, but I don't know. Jeff?
You only have to identify the one incorrect one.
I'm just trying to make sure.
I
trying to eliminate.
think Bo Jackson is the wrong one.
Yeah.
You think?
I don't think Bo knows baseball video games.
Okay, we can go with that.
We're going Bo Jackson.
Well, Matt, Bo does know
Damn it.
NES baseball video games.
That is absolutely wrong, man.
There is a Bo Jackson's Baseball. The answer is Nolan Ryan's High Heat Baseball.
Interesting.
Sure
Does he have any game whatsoever or no?
Who's that?
Nolan Ryan?
He may have a later game
Just
on
not that
another
one.
system.
Okay.
But I totally made that name up.
Okay, it sounds real. Sounds real.
It's great.
They should have made one. It sounds great.
Yeah. And then you get to headlock people and punch them in the head.
I imagine like when the pitcher is hot, the baseball catches on fire.
Yeah.
And then you're...
It's just a fight simulator between Robin Ventura and
it's
Nolan
just
Ryan.
the flame graphic just flipping back and forth.
And then as you play a full season, Nolan Ryan gets older and you put Ben Gay on after the game.
Yeah, I created the title.
And then you feel the high heat of the ointment. All right, go ahead.
This episode brought to us by Ben Gay today.
Yeah.
Official sponsor.
We are giving away a lot of free sponsorships, Neal.
Yeah, we need to start making some of that money.
If you're an athlete, you know the greatest motivator of all is the fear of letting your teammates down. After all, a team is only as good as its weakest link. So you owe it to those wearing the same jersey as you to be your best every time you step on the field. That's why there's no vape in team. When you vape, you can expose your lungs to toxic chemicals that can damage your lungs. If you're a step behind, the team's a step behind. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
All right. In Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64, there are 4 unlockable characters. Name all 4 of them.
It won't stop.
This is, I think, our third or fourth.
All right, so
Smash Brothers.
last Monday,
Yeah, explain
I
it.
was tasked to name as many Smash Brother
That was
characters
2
that I
Mondays ago.
could in all the games. That was one of the mid rounds by Jason. Then we guested on Complete the List, in which we were forced to name the 12 original Smash Brothers characters. And now me and Jeff will name the 4 unlockable characters.
I was going to say, do we each want to take one?
Go ahead.
I don't know.
I will leave you your favorite if you want to start.
Okay. I will go with Ness.
Okay. I will take Captain Falcon.
I'll go with Luigi.
And I will take Jigglypuff.
That is correct. So you guys were prepared for that. Yeah. So one of the things I like to do in Super Smash Brothers at the title screen, once you unlock Jigglypuff, is just keep hitting A and B over and over. So it's like Jigglypuff.
Do you play as Jigglypuff or just do that?
No, I don't play as Jigglypuff. I would never do that.
Jigglypuff is a force to be reckoned with against inexperienced players.
Yeah, you really have to know how to use Jigglypuff. It's not a very attractive character to me, but some people know how to use them well.
Who's your character of choice?
Pikachu.
Okay.
He's a good player.
I just learned Raichu is his evolve.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. And Pichu is his pre-evolved
22
form.
years later or so.
The best thing you can do though is when you're going up against somebody who's naysaying Jigglypuff is you gotta pick them and then beat the hell out of them with Jigglypuff.
Who do you play as, Matt? Who do you play as?
Ness was always my favorite.
Ness?
Yep, me too.
Is it Elliot Ness? Is it Kevin Costner from Untouchables?
Ness is a little boy from Earthbound.
Yeah. He was like a cartoon character in the Nintendo Power too.
Oh, okay. Cool. There's a lot of video game knowledge here going on. I have no idea what it is.
All right, back to Tom.
In 1989, Atari came out with its own handheld game console, which had a backlit color screen. What is the name of that console?
That's not the Jaguar, right?
No.
I'm just going to keep saying Jaguar.
So this would be like a year after Game Boy, which had the green color, and one of the big complaints was that it wasn't backlit and you needed light to play it. So this would be a big deal that it would come out with a backlight.
What about Game Gear? Was that Sega?
Sega was Game Gear.
I loved Game Gear. That was great.
There was Tiger had like a
you
garbage
could throw
one
that
later.
thing through a window and it would just shatter.
They should have used that in war. It should have been like a war thing.
Well, the best thing about the Game Gear was you would get to the second zone and then your batteries would die because that thing just like ate batteries like nobody's business.
Did you say Tiger? Is that a Atari Tiger? Is that a?
So the Tiger was Tiger Electronics.
Tiger Electronics made their own, which was a miserable failure.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be like an internet thing, and it was garbage. But I can't think of the name of this one. I'm sure once you say it, I'll remember.
I'm just going to keep saying Jaguar.
Yeah, we'll go Atari Jaguar handheld version.
The answer is not the Atari Jaguar handheld version. Neal had to say Jaguar for one of the questions. It seemed like he wanted to answer that.
He really wanted to answer.
Quite a few. Matt wanted to talk about the Game Boy and Game Gear, which were competitors at the time, but the answer is the Atari Lynx.
The
Lynx. Oh, another cat.
Another big cat.
Yeah, they do love cats. You're right.
It's Apple.
And the musical too. They love.
It's Apple operating systems. They just love cats.
Yeah,
the Atari Caracol.
Atari Puma.
That's a weird one.
We can move on.
What former Heisman Trophy winner was on the cover of the first Madden game that came out on PS2 on its launch day?
Oh, I know that one. It's Eddie George, right?
That is correct. Eddie George.
Ohio State.
That is right. It is Eddie George.
He's one of my favorite running backs. I loved him in college, and then I felt bad after he got on Madden. His career kind of declined after a while.
Yeah, and then Peyton Hillis was the final nail in the coffin for the Madden curse, right?
He was the first white running back on the cover of Madden.
Who?
Peyton Hillis.
I don't even know
from
who
the
that
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, he had one good season, and then he was never heard from again.
He got very hurt, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peyton Hillis had there was an issue where he thought he should be paid more, and he held out, and then he never came back as strong ever again.
And he did not get paid more after that.
Turns out when you play poorly, you don't get paid more.
Where did he go to college?
Peyton, I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't know if it was like if he was like a big college success
BYU
or something.
Somewhere white.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Brigham Young?
Yeah, for sure. Boise State. It actually might be Boise State now that I think about it.
The Philips CDI was a gaming console released in 1991 that had rights to develop games using Nintendo characters. What was the name of the one game that featured Mario?
Do you guys know it? I'm pretty sure this is Mario's Time Machine, I think is the name of it. Or I might be thinking of another one. Maybe this one's the hotel one. There's a couple really bad ones. There's an educational one where Mario goes back in time. and like finds artifacts.
Not Mario teaches typing.
There's also Mario teaches
That's
typing.
an actual game?
Yeah. And then there's I think this one
it would be a stretch to call that a game.
I think this one is Hotel Mario. I think
You can never leave.
You could check in, but you could never leave.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, do you guys care? Do you want to go with that?
I don't really remember the time before Nintendo figured out that the value was not in their consoles, but in their property ownership.
Yeah. The Zelda games were technically worse on the CDI. They had
at Hotel Mario, do you hit 0 on the telephone? It's me.
Yeah.
I know.
Some new towels, please, Mario.
I would rather it be.
There's always a lot of cocaine by the side of the bed.
It's a game like The Shining where Mario slowly goes insane in the mirror. It's me, Mario.
Yeah, no free Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
we'll just
Mario's written backwards.
Oh yeah, like Red Rum. What would that be? Orion.
Right, we're going Hotel Mario.
Okay.
The answer is Hotel Mario.
Oh, nice, nice.
It's a real thing, but we
glad we joked around.
Normally
about that was right.
at Trivia on Monday, Matt will have an answer and it seems pretty logical, and then we like talk ourselves out of it right before the answer has to be put in. We're like, oh great, oh crap. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm going to name 5 game titles. Based off these titles, you tell me who the game developer was for all 5 games. Rampage, Killer Instinct, Cruisin' USA, NBA Hang Time, Hydro Thunder.
I actually got one.
You know this one?
I think it's Konami.
I think you're wrong.
No?
I think it's Midway.
Or
Midway.
No, you're right, Midway.
Yeah, it's Midway.
Local boys.
Oh, that's right, because I was in the. This is gonna sound bad, but I was in the basement of the creator of all those arcade games, and he had all of them in his basement. Cruising USA, he does Big Buck Hunter, and he created whatever, not Space Invaders, but Galaga, one of those old ones. And that's how he became
maybe
famous.
Mortal Kombat, might have came out. Midway.
The answer is Midway.
Good thing you talked me out of that. Which one was Konami? What was I thinking of?
Konami's
Street Fighter and
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Matt?
That's Capcom.
Capcom.
Street Fighter's Capcom.
Okay.
Oh, what am I thinking? What's the big
Konami's
Konami
Contra.
is Dance Dance Revolution.
Konami
is Castlevania.
Are you sure about that?
And Contra.
I was thinking of Contra. That's what I
They
was
all
thinking
have the silver boxes for the
Okay, yeah, that's right.
NES games.
That's right.
The Ninja Turtles game, I believe, was Konami.
Yes.
What is the name of the gaming console that was manufactured by the following companies? Sanyo, Gold Star, and Panasonic.
If they all have the same name? Or no?
The console has the same name. It was manufactured by at least these 3 companies.
Wow.
So you gotta think of maybe a company that changed parent companies a few times.
Or
What if it's like ColecoVision?
or they were trying to license in different countries, or
Yeah, I don't know. I would tap on that one. I don't know.
I'd say maybe the Sega Genesis or something. Maybe it passed around. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
well, can you think of a company that like didn't manufacture their own consoles?
Not really.
This is a tough one. So I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know.
Sega Genesis.
Genesis?
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Yeah, sure. Jaguar.
The answer is 3DO.
Oh, that's right.
3DO.
The founder of EA, Trip Hawkins, was the main guy behind this console, and he basically leased it out to different electronic manufacturers to build it. However they.
What would it be comparable to? Like what system?
It's in like the PlayStation era, the Jaguar.
Yeah.
I think it was really expensive. Wasn't that one of the problems? Like it came out.
It's really expensive. It's a CD-based console. It's
had
early
no games
technology.
when it came out.
The world wasn't ready.
Yeah, the world's never ready
That was
for
just
these.
that was Dreamcast. The world wasn't ready.
That one's great. Yeah, especially with the football games, you had the plays on the little screen.
Okay, last question for you guys. For the original NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, there are 2 versions of the cartridge existing on both consoles. The revision for the second version of the cartridge is missing one NBA superstar player that was originally included. Who is that player?
So it was maybe somebody that was met with controversy at that time.
What year was this? What would this have been? Or around?
So this is, you said this was NBA Jam TE?
This is the original NBA Jam, so 1993.
Okay.
Well, if you're saying controversy, yeah, what NBA player would have?
Yeah, because like, I mean, you would think Jordan because he retired, but like, he was never in these NBA, like on any console NBA Jam. Yeah, I mean, maybe like Charles Barkley, because I think I think Charles Barkley took his licensing rights off a lot of these things.
It wouldn't have been because of like someone was like got into a fight or got arrested.
That's possible
It
too.
could be argued that on the original, it wasn't Charles Barkley. It was just a wannabe who looked like him.
Terrible.
It's not a role model.
Terrible.
There's Drazen Petrovic was in the game and then he died. So that I don't think he would have been on the cover, but that happened.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We'll say Bill Laimbeer.
Well, you did talk about the answer in one of the names you said. It's Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley, yeah.
Yeah, he removed his licensing from the game to be in Barkley's Shut Up and Jam, which is a NBA Jam kind of like clone. They tried to.
Do you guys hold Shut Up and Jam tournaments as well?
No, we haven't done that one yet. There hasn't been any requests, and I don't foresee them in the future. So
we hold Shut Up and Drink Beer tournaments instead.
So
That's probably a lot better.
It's funny that it's Barkley and I said Laimbeer because Laimbeer had combat basketball, I believe, was the game, which had like you could do moves in the middle of the game. It was really weird. There's a lot of not NBA type licensed games where you could do different kind of weird stuff at the time. So,
well, that's all the questions I have for you guys. Thanks a lot for answering them. I thought you guys did a pretty good job, honestly.
Too bad. Mostly Matt.
I didn't know what to expect from you guys. I heard you're big trivia dudes, and it looks like you are pretty skilled at this.
We don't get asked video game questions a lot, so it's kind of exciting when we can actually kind of get these types of questions.
Except Super Smash Bros.
Yeah,
the last week.
Our trivia, we normally have there's a games section. It's like a sports and games, but the games are always like pinochle and cricket, backgammon, not like video games, which it would be a lot easier, I think. Matt, you said you had something maybe for Tom and Matt to team up with.
Yeah, for sure. So for what I had for you guys, and we kind of actually ended up talking about this quite a bit, was I have the rosters for all the original arcade version of NBA Jam, and I was just wondering if you guys can go back and forth and start listing off some of the players.
As many as you can.
Yeah, let's do it.
What you're about to hear is a slightly edited down version of this game, but they did go through every one of these teams, and for the most part succeeded.
I mean, they had at least one from every team.
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
Back to the show.
All right, starting with the Utah Jazz.
Stockton.
Malone.
Correct. Phoenix Suns.
Barkley.
Dan Marley.
Barkley and Marley, correct. Number 4, San Antonio Spurs.
Robinson.
Sean Elliott.
Robinson and Elliott. Number 5, Golden State Warriors.
Is it Spreewell?
No.
No?
You guys are a team. You can do your official answer.
It's
You're
Tim
a team.
Hardaway and Chris Mullin.
Yeah, maybe I should just stop saying the last name and that's it.
It is Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin. Chicago Bulls.
Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant.
Atlanta Hawks.
Dominique Wilkins. Stacey Augmon.
Yeah, Plastic Man. Stacey Augmon. That's a tough one, too. Detroit Pistons.
Bill Laimbeer, Isaiah Thomas.
Indiana Pacers.
Reggie Miller, Rick Smits.
No.
Wait, hold on a second. Detlef Shrimp.
It is Detlef Shrimp.
Deadlift Shrimp?
Yeah.
He's German. Detlef Shrimp.
Oh, okay.
I think me and Jeff are going to go do some deadlift shrimps later.
I love Reggie Miller, by the way. He's like one of my favorite players. He was great.
Portland Trailblazers.
Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Brad Daugherty, Mark Price.
Orlando Magic.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, I was going to say Shaq.
Scott Skiles.
Scott Skiles, correct.
Wow.
Denver Nuggets.
Dikembe Mutombo, LaFonso Ellis.
That is right. This is a team everyone played with, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Man, I'm thinking, I know the Super Nintendo one. The Sixers is not a team that I played with a lot.
No one plays with the Sixers.
I think I would say Clarence Weatherspoon's a good guess for one. Maybe Hershey Hawkins.
Hershey Hawkins is one. The other one is mostly known as being on the Jazz. Jeff Hornacek.
Oh, Jeff Hornacek. Yeah.
I met him.
Oh,
nice guy.
Nice guy.
He graduated from LT.
Oh.
Who's
Which
this?
is a grade school
Jeff
or
Hornacek.
a
He's
high
the guy
school
that
around here.
would always
Oh, yeah.
rub his...
He went to Camargue, where
I know.
and Jeff went.
I think you and I met him on the same day.
We did meet him on the same day, and then I punched you in the face.
That's right. It was a good day.
All right. Clippers.
Wow, that's always a tough one.
Always the worst team in the game.
Yeah. I would say, oh, wait, no. Were they decent then? Danny Manning and Ron Harper?
That is correct. Lakers.
That's Vlade Divac, one of them for sure.
James Worthy.
Yep. D-Box and Worthy. Boston Celtics. This is a tough one, too.
Lewis is one of the guys who passed away, and Kevin McHale.
Yeah, Kevin McHale, still in video games at that time. Timberwolves.
Christian Leitner's on the team, right?
Christian Leitner and Chuck Person.
Yep. Washington Bullets.
Harvey Grant and Tom Gugliotta.
Got both Grants in this game. And last but not least, the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's not coming to me. Is Vin Baker on the team?
No.
Brad Lohaus and I don't know the other guy.
Blue Edwards.
Blue Edwards, yeah.
Wow, that was impressive.
That's crazy impressive.
Yeah, there's.
I've heard of like 6 of those people.
What I was gonna say, that's a good. It's definitely a good question to ask. It's hard though when you're playing NBA Jam TE and then you've played the Super Nintendo Genesis version. You're trying to think who are the guys in the original arcade game, because honestly, most people, unless they have the arcade game in their house,
never play the arcade
they're not playing
version.
the arcade game the most. Even though I've seen all the teams on there, it's hard to remember because the NBA Jam on Super Nintendo was the one that I always played. So like that one I'm locked in on. The arcade, it's like a few teams are fuzzy here and there.
Gotcha.
We each have one question for you guys to answer as a team. We can start with Ken over here.
I've actually got 2. I couldn't decide. Two games pretty important in my childhood, a little bit later in the 90s for both of these. But the first question pertains to Final Fantasy VII, one of my favorite games. Just give me the last name of any playable character.
Strife. Cloud Strife.
You got one?
No idea.
Tom has no idea about any RPGs.
You want to keep going?
Yeah. Tifa Lockhart. Does Red 13 count?
Sure, 13 is the last name.
Or Nanaki.
Nanaki is his real name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
But it's just one name.
Yeah.
You got any, Matt?
What was Barrett? I can't remember now.
Barrett Wallace.
Barrett Wallace and
Aerith Gainsborough. Vincent Valentine. Yuffie Kusuragi.
So you got all of them. And the stupid cat thing.
Sid Highwind.
Yeah.
What's the game?
Kachi.
Yeah.
What's the game that goes the weird laugh?
You're thinking of Final Fantasy X, and that's not how it goes at all.
Oh, okay, I forgot how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, let's Tom has to jump out real quick, but Tom, where can people find you on YouTube?
It's youtube.com/theretrosportsgamer.
Awesome. Yeah, if you guys love retro sports games and just retro games in general, subscribe to Tom's YouTube channel and hit him up. He does a lot of live streaming of tournaments and other games. So thanks for joining us, Tom.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on, and Lumberjack cracks too. He loves it.
Yep, and we're going to quiz Matt here on 2 more questions in the hot seat as you leave, so we'll see how he survives.
You think this room is hot, but I actually work next to an oven. I don't know why you guys are complaining.
Yeah, Matt makes some of the best vegan pizzas and other vegan food in Chicago at what restaurant?
It's Kitchen 17 on Broadway. It's right by the Laugh Factory.
Yep, so this episode is brought to you by Kitchen 17.
I'll be there soon.
Ken will be there soon.
Performing at the Laugh Factory?
No, he's going to be turned into a pizza.
Go be eating some vegan pizza.
Fair enough.
Very nice.
All right, one more question. In Zelda, Ocarina of Time, what item do you obtain at the Spirit Temple?
Oh, man. The Spirit Temple is the one where you have
it's
to
an
go
apparel.
back twice.
It's an item of apparel.
This is a game that I played a lot as a kid and had a very hard time figuring out the puzzles, so I would just mess around in the open world. I recently went back to play, and I got to the Spirit Temple, and I had to go back to being a kid, and then I hated that, and I stopped playing, so I don't remember.
That would be the...
Is it the blue tunic?
No, it's the hover boots.
Oh, hover boots.
Oh, I kind of remember that from playing it just a little bit, because my brother bought an ocarina, and he played it for everyone and learned music on it.
Perfect.
All right, so I got one for you, Matt, since I'm the, I guess, movie-centric guy here, or at least that's all I know. This one's going to be a movie-related question. Created by Ed Boon and John Tobias, the game Mortal Kombat was influenced by what Jean-Claude Van Damme film?
Oh, man. I remember hearing this, but I can't even pull a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie in my head. I recently saw him on Friends when I was watching.
Oh, really?
Probably Friends then. It's probably not Street Fighter.
So I'm going to say it's from Friends.
It is not from Friends. It is the Kumite competition, which was from the film Bloodsport.
Yeah.
And
it's a great Mentos commercial, too.
Great Mentos commercial, correct. So yeah, I just read that they tried to take his likeness and make a game of Bloodsport, but they couldn't figure it out or couldn't get the license. And so that's why Johnny Cage is basically Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jeff,
Interesting.
One more question, and then we'll call it a day.
I think so. All right, so I'm looking for the name of a video game here. It is what is the name of Capcom's 1987 vertical scrolling shooter based on a 3-day military event?
I don't want to get the year wrong. I know the game.
Yeah.
And there is a sequel to this game.
50-50 here.
I'm going to say it's 1943. It is 1943, despite the fact that the Battle for Midway, the game where it's named after, took place in 1942.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Great game.
Well, yeah, thank you for also joining us, Matt. Would you like anyone to find you anywhere, whether on Facebook, YouTube, or just come say hi, Kitchen 17?
I have a presence, and it's not very strong, but it's I Am Moot on YouTube. But you can mostly find me on the Retro Sports Gamer channel.
All right, competing. How do you spell I Am Moot?
It is IAMMOOT.
All right, OOT. I Am Moot. So thank you for joining us. Ken, any last words before you go eat vegan pizza?
No, they're not last words because the pizza's very good.
It is, yeah.
I will not perish after consuming it.
Thank you. And thanks again to Tom. And you can check him out at youtube.com/theretrosportsgamer. And if you guys have any retro games, retro sports games, whatever that you love, make sure to tell us in the comments and some of your favorites. And subscribe to his YouTube channel and check out the videos. So on behalf of Ken, Matt, Jeff, Tom, and Matt, that was Triviality.